Welcome back on the ball with me, Suhail Chandhok. 48 hours into the Vivo Prokabaddi League, and already we've had some scintillating action, and it was another terrific night in Chennai. Obviously, the Thalaivas going down last night versus the UP Yodha side, who looked pretty complete under Rishabh Devadiga's leadership. But also, we got the chance to witness the Pune take on the Haryana Steelers, and that, for me, was a gripping contest. I know it was a low-scoring thriller in the first half, but then it was Pune that ran away with it. But there were a couple of concerns. One, of course, the big one, is the injury to Surendra Nada. Now, what didn't look good was the fact that when he fell and when he went off grappling his arm, he was actually lying flat on the ground and he didn't want to move it. You could see that he just lay stationary. And that's never a good sign for a sportsman, because I think it indicates that it is a break. And hopefully it's not too serious. Hopefully he's not away for too long. Because with Monu Goyat's injury, if you add Surendra Nada to the mix, Haryana look like they could be in trouble with two key men out of the reckoning. But on the flip side, the Pune after a tie versus U Mumbai, where they looked good and patchy at the same time, were superb and very balanced versus this side. So when you look at what that means for the entire zone A, it actually means that A, U Mumbai were very strong to keep in tow with the Pune squad. B, it means the Pune team are up there with one of the best in that zone. And C, the Haryana Steelers have a lot of work to do, because barring Vikas Kandola, there wasn't too much to write home about from the raid department. Wazir Singh looked bleak, and there isn't too much support unless Monu Goyat comes back into the fold very, very quickly. But moving to the Thalaivas game, I think what was important to see was that Ajay Thakur kept taking the points over. What was not great for the Thalaivas setup was the fact that Manjeet Chiller and Jaspreet Singh were up to the old antics. A lot of gesturing, a lot of fighting with the referees, the umpires, with each other, screaming at the younger players. And that doesn't bode well for the morale of the team. And I think that's got to be kept in check. Coach Bhaskaran had a few words with the boys. But when you've got two of those guys talking a lot more than Ajay Thakur himself, then you know that there's going to be a few words exchanged through the course of the entire tournament. And early inroads, a few losses in, and suddenly there's a lot of heated exchanges. So they've got to keep that in check as they go through to the next few games as well, because that could hurt the Thalaivas and just the unity within the team as well. But on the other side, the UP Yodhas were terrific. I think they could have one of the best raiding trios in the entire league. Yes, Rishabh Devadiga was quiet, but he was also quiet because he did it responsibly. He is someone that's learnt under Anup Kumar at U Mumbai for 4 seasons. He's also played under Ajay Thakur for Team India. So he's learned from two very calm leaders, and he's taken that leadership and applied it to the UP Yodha setup. He's got Shrikant Jadhav from U Mumbai last year. For me, he was actually the best raider that U Mumbai had last year. He's come into the UP Yodha setup. But they've also got Prashant Kumar Rai, who is coming off plenty of confidence from the Nationals earlier this year. So that is a superb raiding trio. And for me, the star of the show was Narendra in the right cover. Together with Jiva Kumar, that could be one of the best cover defensive units that we've got as well in this league. So suddenly that UP Yodha setup is looking quite good. It's just a case of tying the corners together, and Nitesh did a terrific job as well. So they look like a really good unit, perhaps one of the best in Zone B. So now let's look forward to the games coming up later tonight, and it's going to be another great contest, because we're seeing for the first time the new look Gujarat Fortune Giants. We're also seeing the new look Delhi side, and the Dabangs are perhaps the best Dabang Delhi squad I've seen on paper for a while. Joginder at the helm, you've got Ravindra Pehal, who can be hit or miss, so it's good to see if he comes to the party. But also the likes of Shabeer Bapu. For him, his leadership has to come in. More than the raiding, I think it's going to be Shabeer Bapu's calmness that will be a big factor for Delhi. MerajSheyekh obviously back in the fold as well, which is a big plus. But also Chandran, Ranjit and Vishal Mane. Now, Chandran Ranjit as a raider would be very vital. Vishal Mane has won titles with Patna and won titles with U Mumbai. So he knows how to get the job done. So he'll be a vital addition to the side. So Delhi looked like a really organized unit. On the other side of things, you've got the Gujarat Fortune Giants. No Abozar Mighani, no Fazel Atrachhali. It's a very different looking unit, and it's a very young setup. Sunil is the captain, the youngest captain perhaps that we've seen in terms of even the number of games played. And then you've got Sachin, who was excellent last year as a raider. So they're going to have to do the bulk of the work for that side. But two really key men I want to keep my eyes on are Rituraj and Sachin Vithala, the other Sachin in the fold. And these are two youngsters who really impressed in the Nationals. To see them come together for Gujarat will be very important. How will they work together in that defensive unit? How will they ably support the likes of Sunil and those guys in the middle of that defense? That's going to be the key in that setup. So I think they're a very exciting side, and coach, obviously Manpreet, is someone who likes to squeeze the most out of his youngsters. So that will be a very good unit as always. But coming into the next game, and that's going to be another big one for the Tamil Thalaivas. It's a big southern derby. They take on the Telugu Titans. It's the first look we get at Rahul Chaudhary, and obviously he's going to want to impress. Had a quiet campaign at the Dubai Masters, had a quiet campaign in the Asian Games also. So that's going to be a huge contest for them. Now, who are the big men to watch out for? What are the big battles to watch out for? Let's take you straight through to the big battles within the war. Yes, we love it here at Kabaddi Adda to just give you those little extra added insights. And one of those is, of course, the little battles that we'll see in the matchups. And one big one for me is young Sachin from Gujarat taking on the right side of the defense for the Dabangs. And that's going to comprise of the likes of Vishal Mane, and of course you've got the Hawk Joginder and Pehal on that right side. You also have Viraj Vishnu in the left cover. You've got obviously Joginder and on the left corner. So that's a really solid looking defensive unit. How will Sachin go against that unit? That's going to be the big question. Rohit Gulia, another youngster who's looking to impress in that setup. So that's going to be one big test for Sachin against that side. But then you flip things over, and for Delhi you've got the left raider, Chandran Ranjit, who comes through, and you've got Chandran Ranjit up against a really strong cover combination. We know it's worked before. Parvesh Banswal and Sunil Kumar, they've really been exceptional together as a unit. But you've also got Sachin Vithala, who you throw into the mix. You've also got Rituraj. So suddenly, that little left side of the defense as well, where Sunil Kumar will look to take control of it, is going to be really good to watch. And for me, one of the key raiders is going to be that man, Chandran Ranjit. How can he come through in this encounter? That's going to be a big one for me. So, plenty of battles to look forward to. We'll make sure that we bring you more analysis coming through from the game as well. But make sure you tune into all the live action, all the commentary. I'll jump straight in the commentary box, save my voice a little bit now. And it's been great to have you join us once again here on Kabaddi Adda. It is a big night up ahead. Remember, it's a first look at Gujarat, and they want to get up and running pretty early on. But it's not going to be easy because Delhi, as I said earlier, for the first time, really looked like they've got a sorted defensive unit. So hopefully, plenty of action to come.